Okay. So 2 mics, 1 decision, countless coffees later, we're finally doing this. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel for another video. So in the past few months, I've been lucky enough, or perhaps cursed, depending on how you look at my cable drawer, to review a couple of different wireless mic systems. I have the Saramonic Blink 500 B2 Plus and the Neewer CM31. And naturally, some of you just curious folks have been sliding into my DMs asking questions like, yo, which mic do you actually like better? And honestly, I hadn't even thought about it. But now that the question has been asked, well, now I have to know. For science, for the algorithm, for you. So let's break it down. So starting off with the battery life, the Saramonic says 20 hours. Well, I left it on overnight and it just kept going. It still worked in the morning like a caffeinated squirrel. The Neewer claims 24 hours. I also left this thing on overnight. Still ticking, still chirping, also never died on me during real life use. Verdict? Well, both get the check mark, the gold star, or whatever. Now let's talk about the transmitting distance. Now, this is where this is gonna get a little spicy. Now the Saramonic, it started cutting out around 300, 350 feet, but only when my back was turned to the receiver. Now apparently, it gets emotional if you don't make eye contact. How far this reaches. All right, so this is about 250 to 300 feet. I would assume. I'm not an expert. I can't just eyeball it, but now the Neewer though, dude, it kept going like it was auditioning for a Fast and Furious sequel. Easily 3 times the range, no dropouts, but who's really recording audio from 1,000 feet? What are you, a drone vlogger? All right, so now I'm officially at this fence. Now, if this can pick me up from here, I'm totally blown away and impressed. In any case, this one goes to Neewer, hands down. Okay, so now the noise reduction. Now, Saramonic comes with multiple levels of noise reduction. And yeah, it tones things down, kind of like asking your loud uncle to whisper. It definitely helps. But you can still hear birds, cars, and probably your neighbor's bad taste in music. All right, so now we're gonna test out the strong noise reduction. We're gonna walk, we're in the same area, so we're gonna see how this is. This time I'm gonna try to stay in the sun. And from what I've been told is you don't have to have yourself facing the transmitter, that this will still pick up if you turn around. It's a good thing I did, because I would have walked into that tree. The Neewer, however, hit the noise cancel button and suddenly it's just you. No wind, no birds, no background ambience. It feels like I'm recording in a vacuum, in space. So right now, there's no noise reduction on. However, one click, now noise reduction should be on. So you shouldn't hear anything. There should be no traffic. You shouldn't be able to hear any birds. Let's see. Shouldn't be anything. Now let's go back, turn noise cancellation off. Now you should be able to hear some sort of wind, maybe some, well, there's no traffic now at the moment, but this one's no contest. Neewer takes it. Now Saramonic brings high pass and low pass filters to the party. Meanwhile, Neewer keeps it basic on the EQ side. But, and it's a big but, Neewer lets you record directly to the transmitter while also recording to your camera. It's like having a second brain, except it remembers your voice. Now, each transmitter saves 4 gigabytes of audio for a total of 8 gigs. I have so many unused files right now, it's basically a podcast that I'll never publish. Once again, Neewer takes this one, mainly because, and although extra noise filters can be useful as a feature, how useful is a transmitter that can record you? Okay, so now for usability and UI, controls, and the menu. Now honestly, both are pretty solid, but, and here's the catch. The Neewer transmitters auto reset the gain to 13 decibels every time you power it on. Now, 13 decibels is pretty loud. That's like clipping your audio into the void loud. So Saramonic, you win this one. That kind of default setting could really be a deal breaker for some. Now in real life, I actually use both of these. I use the Saramonic for vlogging, because I don't have to worry about gain jumping out of nowhere. Plus, it fits better on my GoPro. I use the Neewer constantly. I use it on walks, running errands, for times that random ideas just hit me like a ton of bricks. I simply just double tap the button and I record. They both live in my bag and they both earn their keep. But if I have to pick only one, it's got to be the Neewer CM31. Yeah, even with the gain reset, it has better range, unreal noise cancellation, and that glorious, glorious onboard recording feature. Saramonic though, still a beast, still worthy and still very recommended. But the Neewer, for me, just edges it out, just barely. So there it is. I hope I was able to provide a decent answer for all of your questions regarding these two different mics. So let me know down in the comments if there's something that I may have missed, or to give me your experiences with either of the mic systems that I've talked about today. Remember, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell to be notified of future videos. Also, visit my website, jeff-gresham.com, to pick up my Lightroom presets pack that features 13 presets that I designed for all my personal photo projects. And until the next one, get out and shoot, and I'll see you soon.